your first time in New Zealand?
No, this is probably my 10th time to beautiful New Zealand. I think it's my 4th time playing in Wellington, so yeah. Very excited. It's one of our favourite tournaments.
This is my 2nd time in New Zealand.
And I hear you're also the fastest guy in the team. What is your fastest time?
That's not true.
My fastest 100 meters is 10.13.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
So is this your first time in New Zealand?
Yes.
And how are you liking it so far?
Supposedly we're getting good weather, usually it's windy and rainy, but I'm loving it, honestly. It's beautiful, beautiful city.
So it's Super Bowl Sunday back in the States. Can you tell our interviewers a bit about the Super Bowl match and who won and stuff?
Yeah. The Seahawks just won, and they're my team. I actually live in Seattle, and I support the Seahawks.
Seahawks won, unfortunately, because we have a few fans on our team. We're like arrogant fans of the Seahawks. I'm a Packers fan, and we kind of got knocked off a little early. But compared to rugby, it's a lot more of a coach's game instead of a player's game. But it's a great sport to play and watch.
Yeah. What team were you supporting?
Seattle, of course. They were the victors on the day. Clearly, they had a superior game on the air, in the ground. Every facet of the game was sensational. So, real hats off though to Denver for sticking in there and playing the whole game.
Yeah. So gridiron, or American football as it's called in the States, is hugely popular, more so than rugby.
Yes.
What made you decide to get into rugby as opposed to gridiron?
Well, for me, I think the biggest attraction for rugby is basically you don't have to be a specialist. So you're not just an offensive player or a defensive player. You get to do both aspects of the game, and obviously you get to do a little bit of quarterbacking in a way, in terms of being able to pass and do everything. So for me, that's the real attraction for rugby over the traditional NFL or American football.
I played gridiron and track growing up, and I just saw it when I was getting ready for the Olympic trials in 2012 in June. And I just started watching it, and the more I watched it, the more I fell in love with it. And once I just started playing, I just knew it was the best sport, I ever played, especially doing athletics all my life. So I'm able to use my, my gifts and things like that, and basically I got to give that credit to God.
I was actually brought up in Fiji. I was born in New York, but then I grew up in Fiji, and then later went to college in Japan. So rugby has always been a part of me and a part of my family. My cousins play it, that's why I got into it. So.
Well, my dad is from Northern Ireland, so I grew up around the sport. He watched all the time. He played professionally when he was in Ireland and stuff. And I actually went the football route originally. I got recruited to play football in college, and I did 2 years in university over there, and then just lost the love for the game, became more of a job, and I have an Irish passport and felt like it was my calling to go try out rugby, so I chose it.
Before you've come to Wellington, you were just in Las Vegas in that tournament. How do you feel it went?
For us, look, we had 3 super close games, which really came down to a knife's edge, and unfortunately those games got away from us in the final plays, and basically for us it would have been a very different tournament had 1 or 2 of those results gone our way. But for us, we take a lot of positives out: the intensity of the team, basically the brotherhood that's built from those kind of close defeats. Basically, we hope to turn those into victories this weekend.
The tournament went pretty good. We finished 3-3, not how we wanted to, but it's a stepping stone. But the tournament went very well. The crowd was very pleasing, and a lot was there. And South Africa won, unfortunately, but that was a good win for them. But
it's been an improvement compared to the rest of our season, and I was pretty happy with our performances. Like, every game was within a try, but there's certain situations that could have put us in front that we didn't execute, and hopefully it'll be different in this tournament.
What do you like most about being an Eagles team member?
First and foremost, I like the game of rugby. I get to play it all over the world, meet new people, play in different destinations, different countries. So that's probably why I chose to become an Eagle.
Yeah. For this Wellington tournament, what are you looking to work on, and what's your goal for this Wellington tournament?
Look, for us, it all comes down to consistency. So for us, we have a great intensity for 12, 13 minutes of a match, and basically it comes down to game management in those final seconds. So really, for us, it's about taking that mature step and actually closing out a game and taking a victory out. So I'm confident that the guys have worked hard and they know what they're doing this week, and hopefully we'll come out with some great results.
Our team goals is to win it, get to the cup quarters. That's our main goal. And we just got to work on, just staying patient and working as a team. And just working on the little things and perfecting them.
Win our pool, go to the cup
Yeah.
cup stages, and basically just execute on the things we've been focusing on. And,
Okay.
you know, hopefully we do it.
So in your pool matches, I believe you're up against Argentina, Canada, and Scotland. Who do you think your toughest opponent will be?
I think all of them are pretty tough, but I think Canada would be our
Canada?
toughest.
Yeah, that like inter-rivalry.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, a game against Canada is always tough just because there's
Yeah.
added, you know.
Oh yeah, added
Yeah,
rivalry.
yeah, exactly. But each team's good. We played Argentina in Vegas and we lost them by a try literally in the last second. So, you know, we got added motivation against them. And Scotland, you know, we always play them tough as well. So each team will be, you know, their own challenge, but probably Canada, I'd have to say.
Yeah. So you've been an integral part of the Eagles team for several years now. You've done a few World Series tournament. Is there like a few places that you like to go that you really look forward to?
Of course, Wellington's always on the list
yeah.
of the top spots, and we're
You
here
don't
obviously
just,
at the moment.
just have to say it because you're
Well,
in Wellington.
at the moment it's kind of nice. It's sunny,
Yeah.
so it's hard to not like
Which
this.
is unusual.
Yeah. So look, Wellington's up there just because the crowd participation, all the fancy dress. There's a lot going on and
Yeah.
off the pitch. So for us, that's always a fun tournament. Hong Kong's great fun for similar reasons.
Yeah.
And obviously you've got Twickenham in London, which is obviously one of the bastions of the sport. And
Yeah.
for us, it's always a real thrill to run out onto that pitch and hear the
Yeah,
screaming crowd.
yeah.
So yeah, it's a big stage for us.
Yeah.
I've been to a lot, and I'd say my top three would be Wellington would be up there in the 1 and 2. Close by would be Hong Kong,
Yeah.
and then probably Vegas, because Vegas is
Okay.
a home tournament.
Yeah. So like Wellington because of all the costumes and atmosphere and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hype, and there's a lot of
Yeah.
people that turn out. So, and it's New Zealand, rugby's big here. So,
Yeah.
Wellington's always a good time. The crowd gets into it. I mean, just the atmosphere, it's good.
Yeah.
I like playing in Australia, in London, Dubai. Dubai's pretty good, and Hong
Yeah.
Kong, and of course in Vegas. So.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And Wellington, because the pitch is, is made
Yeah.
from it. So.
Is there any other rugby player that you look up to and kind of use as your idol and inspiration?
I'd say Brian O'Driscoll just because,
Yeah, he's pretty good.
he's a really good player and he necessarily isn't the best, athlete when you look at him. He doesn't have all the tangibles of being a freak, but he uses the mind and he knows the game better than anyone
Yeah.
else, and it's inspirational to watch him play and learn from him type thing.
So are you an All Blacks fan?
Look, that's I'm wearing red, white, and blue. So
Oh, okay.
that's my colours right there.
Yeah.
Wearing it
Oh,
on.
there we
wearing
go.
the
Fair
heart
enough,
on the
fair
sleeve.
enough. I can
Yeah.
understand that.
Hope that's a diplomatic enough answer for you.
Favorite All Black? Oh, that's a tough one. They're all good, so I'd have to go with. Carlos Spencer.
Carlos Spencer?
Yeah, he's the man. King Carlos.
Growing up, look, there's so many greats. But I think for me, one of the biggest highlights of my career is playing with the current group of guys and the guys that have gone before them on the American
Yeah.
team. And look, to come through with the backgrounds that they have and do as well as they have and really embrace the game and the culture and the philosophy of the game.
Yeah.
It's always a pleasure to play with these guys.
Yeah.
Guys that have been around since day one, like this
Yeah.
guy over here who's sweating a little bit profusely. Zach Test. Hi. Over here. Guys like Zach Test.
Yeah.
Wow. Fell for it. Yeah, so obviously not him.
Yes.
To finish my rambling answer, not him. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for talking to us, Nick, and all the best for your pool matches in Wellington.
Oh, thank you very
and
much.
hopefully we'll see you in the finals.
Yes, definitely. That's our hope. Thank you.